Florida Governor Ron DeSantis got a nice warm Iowa welcome yesterday during his first campaign stop of the day, where a DeSantis supporter tried to grab the megaphone away from a small group of protesters outside the governor's bus. From the looks of it, DeSantis didn't know quite what to make of the whole thing. But while the governor was facing protesters in Iowa, former New Jersey Governor Christie was slamming DeSantis for playing hurricane politics with disaster aid.
We shouldn't be playing politics with this stuff. But Governor DeSantis has always played politics with this. He voted against Sandy aid in 2012 as a member of the House, and now he wants aid. You know, this is the hypocrisy that everybody sees in politics.
DeSantis is facing criticism for demanding federal aid from Congress for Florida's recent Hurricane Idalia, despite voting against aid for Superstorm Sandy, which mainly impacted the Blue Northeast. It's yet another unforced error for the DeSantis campaign. And Christie wasn't done, because the former Gov had some pretty sharp thoughts on how Ron DeSantis plans to handle American foreign policy, too. Take a look.
This is the naivete of the Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, Vivek Ramaswamy approach of foreign policy. They all think they're going to go talk to Putin, and they're going to convince him to get away. Putin's spending his time talking to Kim Jong-un and President Xi of China and the mullahs in Iran. He has no interest until we show him that the juice is not worth the squeeze, that he needs to stop with what he's doing to a free country, the atrocities there, the 20,000 plus children who have been kidnapped from their parents.
Now you might be thinking, okay, big surprise, a bunch of Democrats and Christie. But what does the beating heart of the MAGA movement think of all this Ron DeSantis stuff? Well, guess what? Trump folks gave old Meatball Ron a pretty frosty reception too. DeSantis found himself facing a crowd of Trump supporters at another event in Iowa. And this time DeSantis actually tried to push back. Here's how that went.
I'm getting it.
Look at it. Be likable, Ron. Please be likable, Ron. USA! 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 USA!
Now, I'm never one to compliment the MAGA moron mob, but please be likable Ron is one of the best insult shouts I've ever heard. And it isn't just the Iowa crowds turning against DeSantis. A new Wall Street Journal poll shows DeSantis is polling at just 13%, meaning he's lost nearly 30 points since beginning his campaign. The more folks get to know Meatball Ron, the less they seem to like him. Those numbers are the clearest sign yet that DeSantis was the big loser from last month's Republican debate. He's now one of the only candidates in the race to have lost ground as a result of going up on the stage. And it isn't clear that his own campaign even knows what to do about that. One of the DeSantis team's big boosters has been the governor's Never Back Down super PAC. Well, now that PAC is backing down in 4 key Super Tuesday states. And staffers say DeSantis needs at least $50 million to stay in the race at all. That's not good for the meatball man. With DeSantis falling apart, his opponents are doing something worse than attacking him. They're starting to ignore him entirely, focusing their fire instead on Vivek Ramaswamy and Nikki Haley. Ron DeSantis is now at risk of becoming the GOP's forgotten man. Whoops. Short on cash, short on staff, and lacking a message anyone cares about, Ron DeSantis is now finding it's a lot harder to run for president than he thought. The new question on political watchers' minds isn't will DeSantis win, but when will DeSantis drop out?